On the first day of October, we visited Blue Strom and her husband Sky Zitkus, who own Shady Blue Acres near Richland Center. We came to watch the sheep shearing and saw so much more, including the glorious fall colors. Monty Hammond prepares an area to perform the shearing. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it since this is 10 years this month.
10 years this month, wow. The rooster doesn't mind us visitors in the pen, while the flock appears to be waiting for the excitement to begin. Monty prepares his equipment. Sky delivers a bale of hay. And what are we going to do today?
Sheep shearing.
Sheep shearing. And why do you shear sheep in the fall?
Well, we've generally done it in the spring, but we have a breed now who gets a longer staple length, so we try to keep it to a certain length so that it can get processed. Okay. And we process at Blackberry Ridge Mill in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Yeah, and also because we bought in some sheep this year too, so some of them had been sheared really early, like in December, and so they kind of need it more at that 9-month interval, not necessarily 6 months, but like about every 9 months instead of every year. That's what we're trying to achieve, and then we'll get more wool to the mill and processed and have a whole bunch more yarn for this winter at market. So.
And they'll be warm enough this winter?
Yeah, they'll be warm enough. They'll have housing and they'll start growing out a few inches. That's why we want to do it now. Yeah.
Great, very good.
Cool.
We expected a cacophony of noise and commotion. Monty's experience shows in the lack of stress exhibited by his customers.
So this is Ivy. She's been with us a while. She's a Rambouillet Romney mix.
First, Monty trims their hoofs, checking for any problems as he does so.
Yeah, Monty's been doing our shearing now for, what, 3 or 4 years, or since the beginning. I think good shears are few and far between anymore, and we're real happy to have one so close in our area. And yeah, so we'll send them out this way.
Yeah.
I know. There you go. It's kind of confusing. There you go. Oops.
Now, what will you do with this?
We will skirt it, which I can always show you later on a skirting table out there.
Okay.
And then we'll take it all to the Blackberry Ridge Mill and have it processed there into some natural colored yarns for selling at the farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
And then I eventually want to do some plant dyeing too. And
neat.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm checking all of my logs, and we actually made up our own logbooks that we're kind of working on, hoping to publish one day. So I just keep track of everything, like who's being bred to who. So like an example, just like on the front, it's basically her page, and then on the inside we say who they're going to breed to. Then we just kind of keep track, and that way we have good records, from year to year to basically know where we're going with our breeding. So what we're doing is we're skirting the wool. So after you've sheared them, and this is just to get the debris and like the hay and the straw and the manure tags and stuff that might be on your wool. Well, like this had a burr in it, that little piece, and as you put it on a table like this, like the little pieces will fall through. Just kind of work around. So like this area was probably the back end. I can see there's a little more manure, so I'm just going to pull that off and toss it to the side, and later we come back and we pick that up for like our mulch on our flower gardens or around the trees, and really anything, house plants. So I just kind of work around. If it's some of these ends that are a little more matted like this, You know, we take those off. I would just get, and you know, I kind of skirt pretty heavily because that way, once it goes to the mill, then she doesn't have to spend her time. And then also getting the manure tags and those dreaded ends off. Also, just it's going to make for a nicer yarn in the end. It's not a bad life out here, though.
No, not at all.
To raise healthy sheep, visit the website in the description box below for more guidelines.